aka Trigger Ranking. Y'all are now in it with me with the Freestyle Fanaticz podcast. Freestyle Fanaticz. Um, I had a live going earlier, but it popped me out of it. So if y'all was in it before, whatever, we gonna we watch a long crime sidebar about Diddy.
He kind of lights up when he sees his sons in the courtroom, especially when he sees his mother in the courtroom. But this time was a little different. The only person who was really was really just one of his associates, I believe it is. And this is a man who we had previously talked about, Jesse. He was the one wearing the free cuff sweatshirt inside that courtroom, which he won't be allowed to do once trial actually begins. But he because TMZ caught him outside of the courthouse, ran up to him, and he was like, "They're coming out with a line of this, so look out for
free
that voting line to begin."
They got free
really
shirts out here
on his side today, and it was pretty surprising. But I'm sure once trial actually begins, once opening statements begins, we will probably see the whole entire family there. But no, it just seems like it kept dwindling and dwindling each and every single hearing.
Little inside baseball, by the way, when we do these Diddy hearing recaps, we are scrambling. We're trying to get as much information as possible out to you as quickly as possible. It's kind of like breaking news. So I'm working through lunch, I'm working through snacks, but I kind of want to eat healthy. It's important to me. But I'll tell you what, shopping for healthy food is not easy. It's tough to know what's actually good for you, but that is why I am so happy Thrive Market is now sponsoring Sidebar. Why? Thrive Market is a go-to online grocery store for getting healthy essentials. And one of the things I love is their shopping.
You have to let somebody go at me this much? Okay, so now I'm doing what I'm doing.
I'm gonna be.
I have this gonna be. And whatever else they want it to be, and keep rolling.
On point stories. That's where I'm getting this content from. On point stories. We reacting to whack one.
Click right. In this clip, Wack completely loses it over the loose cannon. I'm not even sure what to say. Just listen to this one. Shout out to Club TV. Let's hear what happened before we go back to Loose Cannon's response.
You got the line in your pocket.
I don't know what's up with your girl not coming. Why would you want me? No, bro.
We ain't even got started yet.
Yeah, what's happening with her? First of all, you did already. I would have put a wall up around. See, it's coming at me. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to take the neutral position and everything go.
So
I really think her ultimate goal is to keep bro in there. It didn't make no sense.
So he's saying Loose Cannon Gal wanna keep him in there and start a fire with everything. So I don't know what it means fire.
I think they working together. I think they playing good cop, bad cop.
That would be dumb. At this point, that would be dumb. You need to put your energy into something else at this point.
Bro, did you hear that content? Like, what?
And you are out. That's why I say you either game. You don't think this is serious.
Go to be right, and in the process of her thinking she doing what she doing every other chick do and slip and say the wrong thing. I don't even think she understood what she was saying right here.
Nah, check this out though, Wack Blood.
Right here.
Check this out though, Wack Blood. And it's you.
Adam might try to mess with Loose Cannon Gal, bro.
Back and forth over there. I had to talk with Sharice earlier, but it's like we help each other. Like when it down to like I made money with Wack made plenty money with me, so it's like what is this? The high school thing? I know he fixed no jumper shit and stuff like that, and it started it off, but I made my own way too. You know what I'm saying? By all means, it's better than me. It's better than my wife. She's doing her stuff too.
But you think that now you're trying to turn you and Wack against each other? Or I felt like you were already kind of having these anti-Wack feelings from the beginning because, let me just hit you with a narrative, is that a lot of people think that, and particularly Chapel Ross, they think that you saying that you were fun out with Wack over the fact that he reported on the cops raiding your house when you allegedly got swatted or whatever, they think that was all a cover because you actually were mad at Wack for basically getting Big U caught up because you knew that you were gonna get caught up as a result of some of the shit that Wack or that Big U and you did.
That's a hell of a narrative.
No, well, me and Big Useless didn't do anything. Me and Big Unisex never did not one thing together. So
you robbed the weed shop or you extorted them, right?
No, never robbed no weed shop. Adam.
That's a lie. He went on No Jumper and said that he went and took the money from the weed shop. That's a lie. So that's a bold faced lie.
You know that.
I heard that myself.
I guess Wack is primarily mad because you guys are kind of trying to like finesse money out of him, I guess, or like
Money out of who? Out of Wack?
I guess.
That's crazy. Well, how are we gonna get money out of Wack? We got our own money.
Oh, because, okay, first they come with the we sell it, and they bloody sellers. Then Big U trying to make quick sign paperwork. Then that's a lie. Then I rolled him up because of the snitch allegations. Now it's because of the trying. So, hey, you are who you are, I am who I am. We didn't get to where we are, where we are. Bull. Your word. Your word. Your saying. But you not because you lied. They fucked you.
Because you're entertaining and you tell the truth.
There you go. So,
Hey, Sharice did say she waiting on you to contribute.
she went nowhere.
You ain't gonna see the-
Forget about me, oh. And she said you have a loose on the phone. She keep and I told her she overstepped on her boundary. She is square shit that come from another life that's been being exposed. She gotta watch her mouth, bro. What she means she waiting for me to contribute to who? Contribute to what? I taught him.
I told him.
You say you never set the diapers.
I don't owe him. And then, bro.
You say you never
It's better
set
stuff. Hey, what Black, check this out. You know me. Niggas better leave me alone before I start tripping.
That's the mother of your contact.
Man, all that, bro.
All that, bro.
She said what?
Listen, she's still waiting on you to contribute, right? Because I brought up, I said, hey, are you guys looking to
Check this out. Act. Let me ask you a question. What's the only reason why they got reached to you?
You.
Yeah, I think what they need to realize is I made them. And
Click like and make sure you subscribe to On Point Stories for more like this.
this little world that's so big to them that we just use as a hustle. So really calling to ask how much she waiting for me to contribute. Hey, listen, man, this better leave me alone. I know she ain't said you gotta be gaslighting. Contribute.
It's all audio. It's all audio. You gonna go out.
What, contribute what? She waiting for me to contribute what? Who the f- she think I am?
I mean, throw a little bit in
Her
the.
nigga was following me, right? Her nigga was following me, right?
Yeah.
Her nigga was reaching me to help, right?
Yeah.
So what did I say?
I think that they're looking at like you throw them a 5,000, 10,000. You know what I mean? Because she said
I ain't
something.
throwing nobody some motherfucking thing that owed me. They owe me.
She said something about the diapers, and I'm not gonna say it. Probably gonna say some incredible diapers, and she said, as long as that
I
comes,
ain't
like,
saying shit.
as long as it comes with a 10,000.
I ain't saying nobody. She ain't nobody, bro.
Have you talked?
Talked to him the other day and told him he need to tell her to watch her mouth, bro. I don't owe you or him nothing. I put y'all on. And nobody know who he was until I set him on the side of it.
That's true.
And let's be real. I had to force that in there because you didn't know who the people was when I told you I was bringing them on the show. You did take you and my co-host, you know what I'm saying? It's on you. You had to follow the lead or whatever the conversation was. Saying academics and all this. So now, let's fast forward. If you go on an academic show somewhere I opened the door to, call me a bitch.
She called you what?
But this is the problem. Yeah, because she says, come against mystery. Let's just be real.
I mean, if she said that, yeah,
That is some
has
slick
a,
talk.
I mean,
That's some slick ass female right there, man.
She's waiting for me.
I thought about it differently.
Don't wait for me. I don't owe you.
right.
And I have to fight.
That's slick
I
talk.
allowed you to use my resources, and you just
Putting the superseding indictment was that, yo, Dirk was rapping and bragging about the killing, and he's the one who set it up. Now, what they referenced in how he was bragging about it was this video, which was supposed to be fan made, and the defense team of Dirk, they take exception to it because they're like, yo, Dirk didn't make that video, fans did. Fans took the news clip and infused it with a Dirk song where Quando was saying, no, no, and then overlaid it with a video that wasn't even real. You know what I mean? So Dirk's team is saying, if you indicted him because you made, then you get to the other part. Which is, you know, they want him to get out on bail. Or kind of is conspiracy murder, even though it's a statute in the federal guidelines. Because it's a conspiracy of some sorts, they don't want to let out someone who is in a murder for hire. Because if the person don't got to pull the trigger to get someone killed, and you're alleging that they could call the shots for someone to get killed, why would you let them out that maybe they could call the shots for witnesses to get killed or maybe other people to get killed? So that's really the government's case.
The same one whose trial is right around the corner. You already know those two were getting way too cozy over the years. We've seen the photos, the vibes, and now that the pressure's turning up, Jake's is suddenly, yeah, it's not looking like a coincidence. Word is, Jake's didn't just know about the parties. He was at the parties. The same ones Diddy's being sued for. The same kind that allegedly involved victims, NDAs, and now lawsuits. This is a lot to unpack.
So they're saying TD Snakes. Well, at the party, TD Snakes. That's really interesting, though.
So let's dive right into it. So here's the official story. Bishop T.D. Jakes announced that he's stepping down from leading the Potter's House, the megachurch he founded back in 1996. He made this announcement in what looked like a very emotional sermon and said he's handing things over to Jakes Roberts, husband, Tour Roberts.
I cannot afford, especially after November, to risk something happening to me. And you be sheep without a shepherd.
He said it's about legacy, that they've been part of the church's DNA for years. He wants to rest. He wants to focus on community. That's cute and all, but people are not buying it. Because y'all, this announcement just happens to come right when Diddy's legal team. It's the timing for me. And listen to this. Back in November, T.D. Jakes literally had a heart attack in the middle of a church service. Yup, there's footage. And started shaking. His team rushed.
Always they encourage you. That's what preaching is like. You think you're giving out something.
On speaking out. According to some sources, there are 10 other anonymous victims included in this. Not one, not two, 10. And I'm sorry, but you don't just get 10 separate people from different walks of life, all making up the same kind of story. At some point, the coincidences stop looking like coincidences and start looking like a pattern of behavior.
The burden of proof is on you to prove that what these 11 people that you are suing, and we only know 5 out of the 11, it is your burden of proof to prove that all 11 are lying.
And it's not just the lawsuits that are making people side-eye Bishop T.D. Jakes real heavy right now. Let's talk about the parties, the witnesses, and Cat Williams' mouth, because this ain't speculation from left field. People were there, people saw things, and people tried to warn us, but we didn't listen. These events allegedly turn into Hollywood freak fests after dark. We're talking X rooms, spiked drinks, secret entrances, and setups that sound less like a party and more like a ritual. According to Gene Deal, a former bodyguard who saw it with his own eyes, T.D. and Gene straight up said he was confused. Like, why would a man of God be in this type of environment?
I know what usually happens at the Diddy party, or we're told this happened at the Diddy party. Maybe you need to see it for yourself, man. Maybe you need to go there
and really be involved in some things that could help save some individuals while they go into those parties.
And this ain't no hate, this is real concern. Because these weren't just wild nights out. Allegedly, these parties involved some real dark activity, spiking, exploitation, and non-consensual behavior. So the idea that a bishop was present, even just once, that's not just bad optics too.
All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Danny or whoever you is. TVJ, any of them, all lies will be exposed.
When it comes to exposing Hollywood's darkest corners, top tier. Its darkest corners, top tier. Now this right here, this is the question that's got people clutching their pearls in their Bibles. Would a respected bishop even be there? Some defenders are saying, oh, he was there to lay hands and pray over folks. Yeah, sure, because nothing says divine intervention like walking into a room full of half-naked celebrities sipping mystery cocktails. And repeat here, let's be real, ain't no money. He's allegedly donated millions to TV Jakes' ministry. Mutual benefits. Because from the outside looking in, it kind of looks like Diddy gave the dollars, and Jakes gave the image cleanse. That holy man stamp of approval Diddy needed when the lawsuits, freak-off parties, and accusations started swirling online. Now, let's get into the most disturbing piece of this scandalous puzzle, the secret tunnels. Rumors have been flying that federal agents uncovered a series of hidden tunnels underneath TD Jakes' Potter's House megachurch, not open to the public, not listed on any...
Oh. This Tisa Tells, y'all. I like Tisa Tells. She cool. She got a nice little blogging thing going on. I like her though. She cool.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, you think it's Shannon Sharp? Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I can't take this. What is going on? I'm beginning to think that everybody is Shannon's work.
You know what they saying?
Has been trying to take him down for the last 21 to 63 business days. I mean, they are finally getting it in. First, I didn't even hide behind that I was a good dad. You was really bragging that you couldn't even give your daughter more than $30,000 for her wedding. Come out, get some spaghetti and cornbread plates. Side note, spaghetti and cornbread, but yet you literally offered out one girl 10 to 20 million, and we bet you're going to be back in her DMs in 3 to 5 business days. You were paying $25K to kiss each cheek. You paid more to kiss that girl's cheek so she could spit in your face and call you a ninja. Then you actually paid for your daughter's wedding, and you did it proudly. Y'all, Shannon didn't see it there. One thing we also not seeing is a full bank account. You know that all his sponsorships have slowed down. You know that all his ads
Everything done, it's over.
have slowed down. You know that since his lawyer came out and said, yeah, I did it, and what? Which I said, that's a very brave and noble defense. I don't know if it'll what? It's very brave defense. Maybe whatever he said, and
his defense was stupid too. Like, his defense was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just looked weird. Like, and he tried to lump himself in there with Jay-Z though. He tried to lump himself in there. Cause, you know, Tony Bubby suing you both sides. He did try to lump himself in there. It's like, they went after Jay-Z. Like, you know, like, he tried to throw that out there, like, went after Jay-Z. Come on now, like, I can see Cap coming from 1,000 miles away, bro. Like, bro, I got Central Intelligence. I have Central Intelligence. Alright, hold on. man doing all this stuff. Very dreadful. One line. Let's say this shit. Let's see if it can come back up. It might come back up.
You know what? Let us know how that worked out. We all wait.
Yeah, this Tisa Tales again, y'all.
Yeah,
Tisa Tales. Y'all check. Tisa Tales. Check her channel out.
Last thing
man.
that was
She
the
got some
final
good little
interview,
stuff.
right? Is Shannon Sharp's former stylist has spoken
Yeah, when he's supposed to have met her.
to go in any potential upcoming lawsuit? Well, I don't understand what's going on with people. And I don't even know anything about Shannon Stylist. I know what y'all be saying about Shannon and Stylist, but I don't know anything personally about Shannon Stylist. But can I just say this? Has everybody lost their collective and mind? What are y'all talking about? Has everybody not seen what's going on with you? Has everybody not know co-conspiracy? Oh, what are you talking about? You literally between you and Shannon that admitting that you were the man that orchestrated Shannon getting girls so that no great allegations came out. Yeah, that sounds good, I guess. But you admitted that you were Shannon's.
I had gone outside to hire someone else. I had gone outside to hire someone else. And someone else was getting the press for red carpet. Everything, all.
Get this straight. How did Shannon Sharp start off by saying to Hollywood tomorrow? Wrong with
Damn. And she said, I ain't gonna never beat the Roman. And she said, I ain't gonna never beat the Roman.
like that. But let's speak to this. The fact that he said you're mad at Hollywood so you still look good, arguably. I know, because we got to go to, and then need a bigger problem. And try to holler at the young girls, right? Even though, yeah, no young girls. They need to make a content, or maybe they are. I don't know. I just know I'm not. I need to make a content. I'll listen to that on repeat and give my parents the tickets. Anyway, you're trying to say that a stylist that remixed your wardrobe and you look good, you who let go because they weren't buying you new stuff. I don't know, but the whole he's gay that's has left his life. He never ever these rumors. Shannon, listen again. So now we got Shannon Sharp stylist claiming that he was his. So now he implicates himself, and if anybody else would have bring a lawsuit, you already know who to go into. Slanted on Twitter said, "You had what organized, brother? This is not flex. If he ends up going to jail for assault, you are going to be cell next to him, you big dummy." That said, this ninja is a big jail for this. His daughter probably quit after she can't get more than $30,000 for the wedding. ID produced said this ninja admitted to sex trafficking. So basically, God doesn't know he said. So basically, he's also helping cover ish up. Listen, I don't understand what is going on. I feel like everybody in the world just doesn't take what's happening with Diddy seriously, which makes me think there's going to be another Diddy. Hold on. Got to let y'all know which Shannon Sharp is funny.
You got what number you go out for that?
What number in your business, but what number you said? Okay, so you
Turn it down. Turn it down.
I don't give a damn.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Hey, hey,
I don't give a damn.
Hey, y'all from the South, y'all know about that fine catfish and spaghetti plate. Hey, I know somebody hooked that thing right on up. What they talking about the plate? Spaghetti, a piece of cornbread, and a styrofoam cup of sweet tea. That's all you get. But I'm not really gonna pay just because they let it so. Oh hell, now man, I wish I might.
You wish you might. You wish you would. I bet you wish you could turn back time, be a good daddy, give that to your daughter that money, be involved in wedding planning. Maybe you wouldn't have been on your knees, literally and proverbially, doing slave play with that girl that's about to run your pockets and cost you your whole career. Baby.
That's
You
great,
know what they say? You
baby.
be stingy.
So I'm talking about she a throw baby. I want to bust all on it.
Shannon Sharp is insane.
Throw
He
baby.
really thought he was going to act unbothered out in the streets doing the electric slide. Y'all, something is really off with this. Oh, listen. Again, even the differences in his opening. Listen, the differences in his opening. Milagro pointed out these live streams are 10 days apart. Can you spot the difference? Ain't no ad. Shannon Sharp would advertise multiple companies at the top of the show and acknowledge Boost Mobile as a sponsor with the red light visible throughout before getting started. She said, I guess that lamp got unplugged. Rumors are swirling that allegedly every sponsor has dropped Shannon Sharp.
Nigga messed the bag. All the way up.
Listen. Shannon Sharp, a man that told his daughter that he would not spend more than $30,000 on your wedding. I know what y'all saying, that might be a lot for you if you are only making $60,000 or $100,000 a year. Shannon Sharp is a multi-millionaire. He got so much money, he literally paid a 19-year-old $25K to kiss, $25K a cheek to kiss her with the sun don't shine. Literally, rep was $25K, rep was $25K.
Damn.
And this is what you came down to? Y'all listen, let me know what you think. I will say one thing.
He said that boy was caught red-handed. Lord have mercy. Oh, snap. What this said? It said how many minutes ago? 10 minutes. Hold on. Let's see something, y'all. Hold on. There's some petty show. They put out a new one. All right, y'all. Shannon Sharp, like Mace talking about it.
I'm seeing this
the
show. A lot of athletes and people not paying attention to that.
Only must be targets black men, and I believe you're going to release a 30-second mental escape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
So it looks like this Shannon Sharp situation is much more serious than we thought at first because Mace recently joined the chat and he seems to believe that Shannon is going straight to jail. According to Mace, this civil lawsuit is just an opening for them to drain Shannon's money so he can't afford the best lawyers when the real trouble starts, the criminal case. And it looks like Mace might be onto something here because more and more alleged victims are coming forward with new allegations against Shannon and each one seems to be worse than the last. No shows and no more young men calling him UNC. Is Shannon really being set up? And where did all these new alleged victims come from? Let's talk about it.
You want to be a victim me now, so.
I don't want to be, don't manipulate me.
I don't know that person. If you sit there going one more time, I'm going to choke you when I see you.
Everyone has been dropping their 2 cents about this Shannon Sharp situation. And while some people are on his side, others are against him. But if you ask Mace, the bigger problem here is not even this lawsuit. According to Mace, it's the bigger one that could be brewing as we speak. In this podcast episode with Cameron, he didn't hold back. The first Shannon that offered to pay his accuser $10 million was not a good look for him. Like, no matter how you spin it, offering to pay when you've been accused of SAing someone, you look guilty like crazy.
You know, this is what I'm getting at. And for him to offer $10 million says that there might be some truth to this, because I'm not offering nobody no $10 million if I know I didn't do anything. And I think the only reason that $10 million didn't work, Killer, I want to know how you feel about this. I think that $10 million didn't work because the pimp need his cut. You know, just allegedly. I'm not saying there is a pimp, right? Let me give you. It's just an idea. This is just an idea, right? So if there's a pimp, right?
This story funny at first, but it becomes a little scary when you really think about it. So according to Mace, the fact that Shannon's accuser decided to go to court even after he offered her that huge amount of money is suspicious.
Him right for real? Yeah, that worth a lot of money. You know how guys be and they then she said 10, and he's like, 10 is mine. That's what we discussed. I'm just telling you.
For context, the accuser identified as Jane Doe in the court documents, but internet detectives got to work and identified her as Gabriela Zuniga, a 21-year-old OF model also known as Gabby. Now, the allegations are pretty serious. Gabby claimed that she and Shannon met at a Los Angeles gym when she was only 19 and Shannon was about 54. Shannon pursued her and eventually they got into a relationship. However, Gabby said the relationship wasn't some lovey-dovey type thing. Shannon allegedly controlled and manipulated her. He expected her to be at his service 24/7 and would keep tabs on her when she wasn't with him. But it gets worse. According to court documents, things got really bad when Shannon got caught up in that huge scandal last year after he accidentally went live on Instagram while sleeping with another woman. Gabby allegedly felt super embarrassed and decided to break things off with Shannon, but he wouldn't let her go. He proceeded to and didn't even use a condom, even though she had asked him to multiple times. Also, he allegedly used her a-hole without her consent. After that, she allegedly sent him this text saying that I...
It said he used her a-hole without consent.
Casually left because I begged you to
going on,
and
dog?
in my a-hole. Casually left because I begged you
going on,
and
dog?
in my a-hole, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no. Shortly after the lawsuit was filed, Shannon's lawyer leaked some texts Gabby had sent him that were just super freaked out. I want you to put a collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me. This was sent on October 7th, 2023. Then there's another text from January 1st, 2025, which must have been a few days before the second alleged incident happened. The text said, I know you missed this big juicy behind. $25,000 for each cheek. $25,000 for a cheek.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey y'all, hey, tell me if y'all see cheeks. I don't see no cheeks on her, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. She built like her, bro. She not thick, bro.
Oh, and then marry you. That's my daddy. I want you to put a big black baby in me. You better crave it, because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in.
A big black baby is diabolical, bro. You should have known somebody was playing with you when they test that to you, bro. Talking about put a big black baby in you, like, man, stop playing with me out here, bro. Like,
I'm not sure what the plan was for Shannon's lawyer to release those texts because all it did was make Shannon look even worse. But believe it or not, things took an even wilder turn. Gabby's lawyer, Tony Busby, released some pretty incriminating audio recordings. And she...
You're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. You just want to do it.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet.
she don't know what it is,
You
what
want
it
to
is.
be to me now, so.
Manipulate me.
Don't manipulate.
If you sit there going one more time,
I'm gonna choke the.
I don't.
Bro, you did all this on a phone call, bro, and fucked your whole bag up, dog. Like that's on.
No, I don't want to be true.
That's on you.
Yes, you do.
That's on you, big dog.
I don't think you have a choice in that.
That's on you,
But then the second audio dropped, and this one just basically confirmed that Shannon seemed to be very interested in putting his hands on Gabby. But what's interesting is that rumors are starting to go around that these clips were edited to make Shannon look bad, and that this case goes beyond whatever weird little relationship he had with Gabby. So that's why Mace thought it was weird that Gabby didn't accept the $10 million offer. I mean, let's be real. $10 million isn't a ridiculous amount of money to ask for, given the circumstances. These allegations are usually very difficult to prove, and in a civil case, it's easy to make the young OF model look like a money-hungry monster who wants to destroy a good and successful man for some change. So Mace suggested that her walking away from the settlement was probably because there were other people influencing the case in the background who also needed to get their own cut of the settlement. He even said that all of this was happening because Shannon was set to receive a new $100 million deal for his podcasts. Although Mace said it jokingly, folks in the comments started wondering if Shannon was being set up.
Yeah, he might have been set up. He might have been set up by somebody else. Now, I heard Shaq. They said Shaq had something to do with it, but I don't know.
We pray all of this is like a fallacy or some kind of hoax or something like this, because he was about to get a bunch of money, and you know when you're about to get a bunch of money,
all his
people that
money
hate
up,
on you just wait until you're about to get that money and rain on your parade.
Yep,
You can't
that's what they
say
did.
that. And that's why I wanted to say it to get
But
it.
that's what they did, though,
And I
bro.
knew when I
They
said
waited till you about to get that money.
No, you can't be on your way to 100 million. I keep telling Killer, right? And niggas picking these kind of girls. You can't do that. We
Yeah, you
talked
can't,
about this
like,
with
bro.
Adrian.
You gotta
We
deal
talked
with
about
a
this
certain
with
caliber
several
type
players.
of
You
woman,
just
bro.
can't do
Like,
that. You about to get 100
you
million.
gotta
can't
deal with
throw
a
it
certain
away
caliber
for-
type
for-
of
for
woman.
an IG model. Is she an IG model or
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans? How does that work?
How did that when they start getting these accusations? A lawsuit is just to get Shannon riled up and spend a lot of money before the real case starts. He hinted that Shannon might experience the same thing Diddy is currently experiencing. It starts with a civil.
So they're saying like the civil case gonna start. Damn. So they're saying this shit might end up like Diddy. He might go to jail. Wow. This horrible, bro.
Lawsuit, then more civil lawsuits, and the next thing you know, you're being slammed with a federal case.
We also gotta start paying attention, fellas, when they're telling you it's a civil suit. Don't feel like that's just a civil suit. If it's civil suit, but it's something criminal, it can turn criminal really fast. It just
That's what happened with the Cassie situation with Diddy. It was civil first, and then that shit turned into Diddy ass and MDC.
using a civil suit, they'll knock down a lot of your money. I'm seeing this happen with a lot of rappers, a lot of athletes, and people not paying attention to that. Another way that people are just bringing to the streets, you know, that's just one entity trying to walk away some of your money, so that when they double back and say, well, this was it, you did this over here, because 9 times out of 10, if one girl says something, then somebody else gonna come say something, because they're like, people getting paid, and people are getting paid for nothing. And I really got some issues, but they may really have a text or really have a message, and it's like, I don't know what to do or what to tell fellas now.
Now, of course, nobody forced these men to do what they've been accused of doing. So this is not some pity party. But if word on the street is anything to go by, then Shannon Sharp's life is about to take a turn for the worst. And get this, these rumors have gone past social media walls and comment sections and are now playing out in real life. The Gabby lawsuit bad enough, but Shannon has more to worry about now because all the skeletons in his closet are slowly coming to light. Y'all know how the internet is. Once internet detectives are locked in, they can give the CIA a run for their money. When the lawsuit against Shannon started going viral, internet detectives started digging around in Shannon's past to see if there's anything there that could explain his One of the things that came up was that Shannon had allegedly been previously accused of choking a woman while he worked as the co-host of FS1's Undisputed. According to an insider, Shannon was accused of choking a female production assistant in the workplace. One source said Sharp and Fox settled with the accuser for several $100,000, and no lawsuit was filed. According to sources, Fox and Shannon's legal team worked hard to
They say he told the lady like, our Homer be choking Bart Simpson, bro. Like that's what happened, bro. They say the man choked the woman like how Homer choked Bart Simpson in The Simpsons, bro.
sweep the case under the rug, but not before it leaked to the internet. However, interestingly, if you look it up, you almost can't find anything about it, but you know you can't keep anything buried forever on the internet. And when Shannon's lawyers saw that this story of him allegedly choking a former colleague was gaining traction, they hopped on their damage control timing and released a statement. They said there was no incident of choking involving Shannon on the FGS1 set. On one occasion, were involved in some light physical interaction in a playful context. Fox Sports later chose to resolve the matter privately. But, it didn't really add up, because what does light physical interaction in a playful context even mean? And why would that be the excuse for choking someone out? Oh, but it turns out that this isn't the only weird case Shannon has. Another case recently resurfaced, and this time it was from his ex, Michelle Evans. Michelle first sued Shannon for defamation in 2023 after getting a restraining order against him. In the
Hey Shannon, you got a weird case. ESPN and now it's like, why is he around?
Lawsuit, Michelle claimed that she and Shannon dated for nearly a decade, but the relationship ended in September 2010 when they got into an argument over her calling him out for cheating on her. Michelle claimed that during the argument, Shannon became violent and forced her to perform oral on him. Afterward, he forced her to the bed, where he allegedly SA'd her while saying he would make it so no other man would want her. Interestingly, this was the exact same line Gabby claimed he used on her in her lawsuit. Gabby claimed that in October 2024, when he came to her apartment after she had
You mess your bag up on OnlyFans.
You missed it. Shannon was out here playing sugar daddy to an OnlyFans model. But Shannon got played like a fiddle by his tout. He wasn't just tricking off cash. He was also engaging in some sick race play stuff that's got the internet absolutely disgusted.
Race play, Shannon Sharp? Race play? I didn't even want to talk about this. But the more videos I scroll, a deluge of text messages that he released from this girl that are weird and with an obvious race fetish. And it's not just her with the race fetish. He as well. He was calling him the N-word.
Shannon saying yes to choke this woman in public, all of it. Let's just say it's a wrap for Shannon's reputation. And get this, Shannon's now admitted to trying to throw millions in hush money at his accuser before the drama even exploded. Rattling loud in that closet. However, this girl was clearly playing the long game, and now everything's out in the open, including just how nasty and reckless Shannon was moving. And now, instead of sympathy, the public, including Stephen A. Smith, is driving for being almost 60, still using OnlyFans models, and having no self-control. Even Cat Williams and Monique allegedly warned him about how these young women will set you up.
I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
You trying to say that? What you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at your left.
These young, you can't do it, Shannon. You just do it.
But instead of listening, Shannon was just sitting his head off, even though he tried to make it sound like he feels bad for what Shannon's going through. But listen, this story gets even wilder, and we've only just scratched the surface. So let's break it all down.
All of us have someone to answer to. No matter how maverick we try to be, and we own our own business, and we're our sole proprietors, like I am on this platform and stuff like that. There are advertisers, there are sponsors, there are people we do business with, there are partners, and there are bosses.
So Shannon Sharp just lost his ESPN bag, and it's looking real grim for him right now. Just some random sports network. It's majority owned by Disney, the same Disney that markets itself as all about family values, wholesome content, and protecting the brand. So once all this dirt about Shannon came flying out, the lawsuits, the leaked messages, the nasty race play allegations, Disney wasted no time distancing itself from Shannon. And look, ESPN has put up with a lot of scandals before, but this, the Greg lawsuit, the 19-year-old OnlyFans model, the race play stuff, this was too messy for Disney to clean up. Shannon thought he could sweep this under the rug. When you're bringing scandal that involves both race and alleged SA into the mix, that is a PR nightmare. On April 24th, Shannon released a statement saying he made the decision to step away temporarily from his ESPN duties, also adding that he plans to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL.
He ain't gonna be able to return, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all that.
Preseason. Now, Shannon's making it sound like leaving ESPN was his decision, but see, sources at ESPN are saying otherwise. According to insiders at the network, Shannon didn't step away. He was pushed out. ESPN apparently gave him the grace to make it look like he left on his own terms, but behind the scenes, they were done with him for good. In fact, insiders are now revealing that Shannon's unofficially banned from the network, and ESPN doesn't want his name attached to them in any way moving forward. Now, Stephen A. Smith decided to join the chat. Stephen, who works as a commentator and executive producer on ESPN's First Take, hopped the platform, acting like he was concerned for Shannon. Stephen gave a whole speech about how he feels bad.
operated by me. So that I'm going to be dismissive of ESPN, who employs me in my daytime job on First Show. So I sit here before you today letting you know that they are aware that this is a subject that I was going to broach because I owe them that courtesy. I am the executive producer of First Take on ESPN. I recruited Shannon. I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously, and we are looking into this very, very closely. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is and how emphatic his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I have no idea what direction ESPN will go in when it comes to this matter. All I do know is it won't be me making this. It'll be others upstairs. In the end, no matter how maverick we try to be, we own our own business. We're our sole proprietors, like I am on this platform and stuff like that. There are advertisers, there are sponsors, there are people we do business with, there are partners, and there are bosses. That's the situation, unfortunately, that Shannon Sharp found himself in.
But Stephen didn't stop there. After news broke that Shannon was stepping away from ESPN, Stephen again addressed the situation and kept stressing how Disney doesn't play about their brand. How once they say you're a liability, there's no coming back, and how certain actions, certain consequences. Stephen also hinted that Shannon releasing those text messages from the OnlyFans model didn't help his case. In fact, seeing those messages was enough for Disney and ESPN to want to cut ties with Shannon.
This three-time Super Bowl champion.
That's why he should have put it out
this
there.
Hall of Fame, who emphatically stated to me over the phone.
So, I don't know what he about to say, but this is why I said he shouldn't have put nothing out. Like, I don't know what his legal team told him, but him putting out text messages and a video addressing it, you shouldn't have did that. I'm just being honest with you.
How innocent he is of these allegations that have been leveled against him. Insisting repeatedly, that anything you read, anything you see, anything you hear was fully and totally consensual. In the same breath, what's inescapable is that without us knowing all the merits.
It's inescapable.
He was working with Disney, where I've worked since 2003.
Working with Disney. You got certain things you gotta do, bro.
2009 to 2011.
You got it. A certain way you gotta move when you're working with these companies.
I've been at Disney since October of 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN, who's under the umbrella of Disney. And it wasn't difficult for me to figure out. They didn't need any definitive evidence at this particular moment in time about all of that stuff.
Like, so they're basically saying they didn't need no evidence. Everything they seen, it was a wrap. Like
Shannon Sharp's lawyer. Comfortable to listen to, and it was not something that Walt Disney wants associated with its brand. So to have him on the, while all of that stuff was put out there, was not that Disney was going to do. That is what I mean when I say I'm not surprised.
Stephen also low-key dragged Shannon for being so reckless at his big age and acting untouchable. And in the end, he got played by a 19-year-old, fumbled his bag, his reputation, and any future opportunities, all because he couldn't control his urges.
A lot of people want to walk around thinking that you can do what you want to do, what you want to do. You could your own. I've had people open and they said, Stephen A., you work for ESP. What kind of control do you need? But if you think for 1 second that I can just do what I want to do, what I want to do, how I want to do it, and you're destined to fail and fall in place. Some people sit up there and they look at me and they say, Stephen A. don't get himself in this kind of trouble. How does he pull it off? Well, first of all, there's certain behaviors and proclivities that you never have to worry about me being able. But most importantly than that, I often say this about Walt Disney. I'd rather work for a place with standards than movie.
Now, Stephen claimed he wasn't talking specifically about Shannon, but all the people who walk around acting like they're above the law and thinking they have no one in the situation. And that's why fans are saying they have no pity for Shannon. He is way too old to not. And he was out here trying to preach his grandma's words to everybody, but he himself clearly didn't take her advice.
My grandma used to say something. She said, boy, sometimes God will put you in a place people don't think you belong. And anytime you're somewhere where people don't think you belong, you know what they say, Steve? Who are you to tell me what God has made, what God has made a mistake on me? He don't deserve this.
But it's not just Shannon's grandma who tried to talk.
People tell me that
Some sense into him. Remember when Cat Williams sat down on Club Shay Shay last year and straight up told Shannon that dealing with white women could land him in some serious trouble? Well, it turns out Cat was giving Shannon a real warning because based on the timeline from the lawsuit, Shannon when Cat's interview was recorded.
That was my only goal. I didn't want to get with a white woman because I was scared she might have me running down the street like Jonathan Majors.
Come on, Cat.
Not because I didn't like one. But I'm not gonna act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be King and Conqueror, and they could take your record down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the drug stories when I'm in the park.
Yeah.
So these are just the things. I had all of those when I came in. I already was ready for that.
And then shortly after Cat's interview went viral, Monique also appeared on Club Shay Shay and told Shannon he needs to settle down with someone his age and stay away from these weird age gap relationships.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I know this is your auntie talking to you. Take yours and get old out there that can love you old. You try to hang out with these young people and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
But you know what else is crazy? There's this clip making the rounds of Shannon saying that he'd go to hell for $50 million.
For $50 million, I go to hell. For $50 million, I go to hell. For $50 million, I go to hell.
Well, it looks like the devil heard Shannon loud and clear because his accuser, Gabriella Zuniga, is now suing him for exactly $50 million.
What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? We're gonna run that back. We gotta run it back. It was about 30 seconds.
Fantasies is because in one of the text messages he released, Gabriella mentioned Shannon paying $25,000 for each cheat. But that's the worst of it. Gabriella was also sending Shannon some really weird texts, like telling him she wanted